that sort of thing. Like Breaking Bad, I love that all the characters have a specific car. Same with Better Call Saul. Like that's something he thinks about.
Right.
And we noticed it on Supernatural that the dad drives a cool car, right?
Oh yeah. The cool people.
Yeah,
cool
yeah. What do you think Gabe would drive?
A van. Old van, VW van with curtains in the windows.
That's creepy.
Yeah, it's real creepy. And then you go in there, and there'd be a sofa, but fold down into a bed. Opens right up into a bed. Got some tapestries in there. A little shag carpet action. Goes up under the walls. Get those little tactile, you know, for those special nights. And yeah, man, probably have a little bar area. It kind of is bungeed onto the wall for driving, but it would be there. You need like a little nip of something special, you know, take the edge off. And I'd have like a more of an Arabian Nights sort of ceiling piece that would cover the ceiling lights, so it would cast a nice glow over the whole van area, turn it into more of a lounge. Weather's nice, slide open that door, why not? Now you got a little breeze going, you're sitting outside your park, got your friends over, you're mixing and mingling and having a drink. You're enjoying the van. By the way, for all of you who think I'm just freewheeling and inventing this van in my head,
Now you've obviously given a lot of thought.
I've sat in this van. This is exactly what Jeffrey Priest drives. I'm describing Jeffrey Priest's van.
Totally. That's great.
Down to the minutia. So I would be driving Jeffrey Priest's van.
Wow. All right. Well, so I wish you could give more details, but for me, season 4 and 5, Chuck drove like a Yugo or like
Ford Festiva.
a Ford Festiva, a VW Bug maybe. This on his last leg. But season 14, 15, Asshole God, probably like a self-driving car.
You'd have that new Tesla truck. That
Yeah, Tesla
like
truck that drives itself.
Or a DeLorean.
And I'm in the back all like... but yeah, that's a good question.
Good question. Thank you for the question. Right over there.
Hey guys.
Hi.
Okay, so I've been watching it since 2005, and every so often something happens, and I'm like, oh my God, did not see that coming. So for each of your characters, when you read a script, I want to know what was the, I did not see that coming.
I didn't know it was going to be Gabriel.
I didn't know it was going to be God. And when I read they're going to...
You know what I'm saying? We both have these big character turns and we're like, oh, okay.
Yeah, he thought he was going to be a janitor.
Yeah.
And I thought I was just the writer, but at the end of season 5, I read that script, well, where I'm like, oh, it's such a beautiful script, and at the end, all of a sudden, I'm wearing all white, and I go, poof, it disappears. I was like, what the hell? What was that about? Where did I? And then Eric Cookie called me, he's like, so you're God. And I was like, what the? Who the what the? That was a big reveal for me.
I mean, yeah, and then mine was that I was Gabriel. I was like, oh, I thought I was the janitor or the trickster or whatever, and so adding those big turns were surprising for all involved.
Yeah. And the next big turn for me was at the end of season 14, that when I turned bad. That was a surprise. I didn't see that coming. I always tell people, like, I had the same reaction you had when you watched it, when I read the script. I didn't see that coming, you know? So it's fun / terrifying. You just see the fate of your character, like in someone else's hands, you know? You fall in love with your character, so you're like, what are you doing? No, don't say that. This is welcome to the end. What? Why? Don't snap your fingers and make Becky disappear. Don't do that. I did it. I know. And yet here we are.
Thank you for your question.
Hi guys.
Hi.
Is there a particular culture that you'd like to learn more about?
Yeah.
Rob says yes. Rob?
Culture that I'd like to learn more about.
Yes, Robert. What culture?
I mean, I think about like places that I've never been that I'd like to go so I can really like experience their culture. One country that comes to mind is Japan.
That's on my bucket list.
Yeah, I've just never been and I'd love to go. I mean, I feel like I know a fair amount of Japanese culture, but and I love it. I'm a big fan of, Japanese restaurants, and Japanese movies, and anime, and, but I'd love to go and actually experience it, for real.
Always want to go there. That's on the very short list.
Just so many places I haven't been, truly. I've never been to Spain, and again, I know things about Spanish culture in Spain, but I've never been, and I'd like to go see it, for reals.
What culture do you want to learn more about?
Funnily enough, it's Japanese culture.
Oh, very cool.
I win, I got the right answer.
That's literally what I was thinking too, is Japan. Oh, I've always wanted to go there.
We win. Ding, 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 ding,
Yeah! Hat trick. 1, 2, 3.
Hey.
Thank you for your question.
For Richard, I was wondering, what did you like playing more as, Trickster or Gabriel?
Well, I mean, I don't really disseminate between the two because you kind of find out later in the seasons that he's one guy pretending to be something else. I mean, they're all kind of layered together. And Loki's actually somebody else, and then he was pretending. So every facet of every episode, kind of going back to what Rob said, is like, you're like, oh, I'm the trickster. Oh no, I'm Gabriel. Okay, I'm Gabriel. And oh, no, I'm pretending. Oh, okay, never mind. That's not what I'm doing now either. So I don't have a preference. What I like is that I got to play something that was so multifaceted and had so many interesting turns, because when you're a guest star on a show, even if you're doing multiple episodes, you usually don't get something as meaty as we got in. Character with much depth and many turns. Very unique. So I don't necessarily have a favorite lane. I just like the fact that I got to change lanes.
Thank you.
Absolutely, man.
I agree.
You.
I agree.
I'm very blessed to be on the show. Yes.
Hi.
Hi.
My question is about Kings of Con.
That's a perfect question to get because we were involved in that.
So we were involved in that, so that's good.
How much of it was scripted and how much of it was improv?
Almost all scripted.
Yeah, pretty much, 95, 98% scripted. It all came from, Richard and I wrote it together, and we kind of improvise as we're writing, but then we get it out, we throw a lot at the board, then carve it out, type it up, edit it up.
Yeah, but if you're doing an improv show, which I know like Burger Enthusiasm is and that kind of thing, they're set up for that with the way they shoot and the way they can edit and the time they have to do their show. But it's very hard to improv a show and have it work because you don't have the time. You don't have, if everybody comes in the show making up their own lines, then when you change angles, nothing will match. And the line will be the same and the conversation won't match. So you have to be pretty disciplined. If somebody says or does something funny in a take and brought something to character, and we loved it, we'd say keep it. And then they would do it again when we would be in different angles. So improv sometimes did happen from Rob or the other characters.
Or Kurt Fuller.
Kurt Fuller. But Kurt Fuller is a great example, perfect example. Kurt Fuller did some improv for us when he was giving us a wedding gift. But we could use it because we had the camera aimed at him in the band. Camera wasn't going to move. There was not going to be any other edit. And he was going to say a line. So he could do 14 versions of that line. We would pick what we wanted.
And we, on the other side, had the same reaction to the better. It's like what Richard was saying, I did one improv show called Head Case on Stars, and we shot with 5 cameras. Because you have so much going on that you don't really know what they're going to say, and you have to capture not only the actor saying the line, but the other actors responding to it, right? So we didn't have that luxury, so we needed to be scripted. And we cast very funny people who would,
That's the thing, we got people who got the joke, and we made sure to give them material to work with, and and knew our characters super well. So,
for those of you that don't know what we're talking about, there's a show called Kings of Con. There are 10 episodes. Richard and I did about the convention world.
by the way, Jared Richardson are in the show. Jason Collins is in the show.
Everyone's in it.
Matt Cohen's in the show.
Everyone kind of playing themselves, but it's a cartoon version of themselves.
Kim Rhodes, Gil McKinney, and it's available on Amazon Prime.
Yes, go find it. It's very funny. We're very proud of that.
Thank you so much for your question.
Thank you.